Oops. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Danielle, but you can call me Danny, just Danny. So for today, I decided to talk about something very common, but at the same time, I've added things to it to make it more unique, to make it more me, you know? So what we're going to be talking about today is the different dere types. And no, I'm not just going to be talking about the 4 different dere types, which is the most common dere types, which is tsundere, yandere, kudere, and dandere. We're gonna add some more to those. In fact, we're gonna add not 1, not 2, but 16 more. So we're basically gonna talk about 20 different dere types. So first, before we talk about the different types, let's talk about what a dere is. So a dere is basically an archetype which is given to a character in order for us to find out or to know what is their personality, traits, and characteristics. So our first dere is the Bakadere. What is a Bakadere? If you know a bit of Japanese, you probably already know what this is. But basically, a Bakadere is a character that acts stupid and does stupid stuff all the time. And that's their charm. That's their main characteristic. That's their main trait. They're stupid. I don't know how else to explain this. That's it. They're dumb. Although that doesn't mean that they're a bad character. It just means that they don't function well in the head region. So that's the Bakadere. A good example is Hanabatake Yoshiro from A Hog Girl. Hey, look at my score! I got 16 out of 100! Can you believe that? That's 10 times more than last time! So the second dere type is a Baladere, and Baladeres are somewhat similar to tsunderes but still different in their own way. So Baladeres are violent people just like tsunderes, but they do this because they're shy. So to fight off their shyness, they usually tend to do violent things like punch people and kick people, hit people, and just become violent to hide their shyness. A great example is Mahiru Inami from Working. I think there's a lot more examples out there, but she's a very good one.
Hey.
Huh?
You look kinda cute.
Don't say such embarrassing things! And the third type is something that a certain friend of mine absolutely adores. She's in love with Byoukidere. So what are Byoukidere? Byoukidere are characters who are very sick. They have serious illnesses, but at the same time they're kind. So that's their main point. They're sick and kind. Kind of like, it's the kind of thing that pulls out your heartstring, Kind of like when they die or when something bad happens to them, you cry because they're so nice. They're that type of people. So a good example is Kaname Sonou from Gakuen Alice. Thank you for visiting me here in the hospital.
It's no problem.
I'll make sure to be out as soon as I can. Oh, what's this? You brought me something. A stuffed toy. Thank you. I'll cherish it forever. So our fourth dere type is the Dandere. Danderes are usually shy and timid and quiet around other people, but when they're alone with their loved one or crush, they're usually very talkative and they show their emotions a lot. So a good example for this dere type is Kuronuma Sawako from Kimi ni Todoke. Oh hey Shonen-kun, thanks for the tip yesterday. I wasn't able to use it though, I'm sorry. I just got shy around my classmates all of a sudden. I'll be sure to use it next time. So our fifth dere type is a Darudere. Darudere means they're lazy and dull most of the time, unless they're with their crush. So when with their crush, they're usually less lazy and a bit more energetic, but still has that laziness, that aura that surrounds them. So a good character example is Umarou Doma from Himouto Umaru-chan.
Hey,
What is it? What do you need?
wanna come with me to the store?
Ugh, just this once, okay?
Yosh!
So our sixth dere type is called a Deredere, and Derederes are usually very energetic, kind, and cheerful, and always positive. So they always look at the positive things in life, and usually you can't bring them down unless something really, really bad happens. And they're like this not just to their crush, but to everyone around them. So a good example of a Deredere is Finnian from Butler. Hey! face. On your face. What happened?
I failed my exams.
What? You failed your exam? Well, here, have a cookie. It'll make you feel better. Number 7, Hajidere. Hajideres are usually very shy and timid and easily embarrassed around their crush. A good example is Kosaki Onodera from Nisekoi. She fits the bill perfectly. Dere number 8, a Himouto. What is a Himouto? Well, a Himouto is basically what it says in the name, a princess lovey-dovey. They act like princesses and want to be treated as such even though they're not royals. A good example is Nakiri Erina from Shokugeki no Soma. I think there's someone out there who's a better suit for this, but I haven't seen a girl I haven't seen a character that has a Himouto vibe to it aside from her. So if you have some, comment down below and, correct me when I'm wrong. Ugh, you made me spill my coffee. It spilled on my shoes. Bow down and clean it up right now. Dere type number 8 is a Hinedere. Let me say that slowly. Hinedere. They're different from Himedares in which they are cold and arrogant. They're like very evil people. No, not evil, but like they're mean people. So they're cold-hearted and they're arrogant and they're usually very poker face all the time and they're mean to you. So a good example for this one is Uchiha Sasuke from Naruto. Look at them enjoying their love lives. They're gonna break up soon anyway. Friendship? Who needs friends? This world sucks. Next up that we have is a Kamidere. And this is pretty straightforward as well. Kami means God, so they have a god complex. They think they're gods and want to be treated as such. A good example is Lelouch Lampirouge from Code Geass. Code Geass? How do you pronounce it? I don't know. I didn't search before this. I'm sorry. Look at them. I know they love me. Hey there. Hi. How's your day? Oh, I love your hair. Hi, Shonen-kun. Especially this guy. He falls head over heels for me. Well, I have to go now. Bye-bye. Next up we have is a Kanedere. Kanederes are basically gold diggers. They're attracted to people with money. And they think that the more money you have, the more attractive you are. That's what a Kanedere is. A good example is Saiko Metori from Saiki Kusuo na Psi-nan. So next up we have Kuderes. Kuderes are very cold on the outside, but on the inside they're very caring towards the people that they love. A good example is Aihara Mei from Citrus. Citrus? I feel like I'm pronouncing it wrong. Citrus. My mother gave me 2 tickets for a movie. It's a horror one. Would you like to come with me? Dere number 13 is called a Mayadere. Mayaderes are characters that were once bad. They're usually on the evil side or villains. But because they've fallen in love with someone or because they've changed, they are now on the good sides and are usually teamed up with the main characters. Or sometimes they just become good and then drift off into somewhere out of the story. But they're bad, now good. Basically. A good example is Tsukiyomi Utau from Shugochara. Dere number 14 is called Hajidere. And Hajideres are basically the male versions of Himedere. Oji means prince, so they're characters who wants to be treated as prince and thinks they are a prince. So the example for this one is Alois Chansey from Black Butler.
Ugh! You made me spill my coffee! It spilled on my shoes! Bow down and clean it up right now.
Number 15 is called a Sadodere. Sadoderes are characters who are very sadistic towards the people they like and usually to people around them as well, but more so to the people that they like. A good example is Akabane Karma from Assassination Classroom. Next up that we have is Dere number 16, a Shundere. Shunderes are very sad and depressed people, and they usually look at the world really badly, like the world is just a horrible place for them to live in. A good example is Spinal Sun from Cardcaptor Sakura.
Hey,
Oh, hey.
have you eaten?
No, I didn't eat this morning. I'm gonna die anyway. Soon. I'll talk to you later. So the next dairy that we have is very close to my heart. It's my favorite dairy of all time. My waifu is actually this dairy, and this dairy is called a tsundere. Tsunderes are usually very awful towards the people they like, because that's the only way they know how to act, or because they started out pretty bad and they don't know how to shift into being a good character. But as they get closer to the character, they show their softer side, and it's just the best thing in the world. A good example is, of course, my waifu, Aisaka Taiga from Toradora. Here, I accidentally made too much coffee. It's not that I was planning on making some for you. I poured too much water and I accidentally made another one. So, here. So the next dairy type that we have is an undere. An undere is a character that says yes to whatever their crush wants, or whatever the crush says. So a good example is Miketsukami Soshi from Inu X Boku S.
Hey,
Hey, Shonen-kun.
I have a favor to ask you.
Okay.
Could you please take care of my dog this
Sure.
weekend? I hope it's not too much to ask for.
Yeah, it's no big deal.
I just have something to do this weekend.
I understand completely.
Thanks again.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta go.
Okay. Next up that we have is an utsudere. Utsuderes are very similar to shunderes, but utsuderes usually have a reason as to why they're sad and depressed. Usually it's because they were bullied or they've experienced something traumatic back in their past. And that's the reason why they're sad and depressed today. A good example is Hikigaya Hachiman from Oregaiden. Hey. Last but not the least, dairy number 20, Yandere. Yanderes start out very innocent, like good people, like they've never done anything wrong in their life. They started off with that, and then as they get closer and closer to the main character or their crush, they usually get more and more obsessive and more dangerous, going to the point where they kill off their enemies or their rivals just so that the sole attention of the main character or your crush is just on them. A good example is Gasa Yuno from Future Diary. Someone told me that they saw you with someone yesterday.
Yeah, I was out with my...
Is this true?
Yeah, but like, you know, I was...
But I remember you telling me specifically that you were out busy.
Yeah, but I was with my...
Well, I have to eliminate
No,
someone.
it was my mom.
And those are all the 20 dairy types that we have. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope to see you again next time. Bye!